This Sunday at midnight, I'm closing the Frame and Seduction Mastermind group pricing tier. Okay, so the old pricing tier that started in January is going to be closed. I ran a test group of 60 people, and so far these guys are very happy with how things are going. There's a ton of course material. There's actually I think I put in an add 50 plus hours, but it's actually more than that now that I added up. So we're looking at close to at this point about 75 hours worth of course material, and more material is going to continue to drop till the end of the year. That's actual material with actionable things, advice, and very specific stuff in there. I'm going to share some of that material with you today, stuff from the basic pickup portion. Now I have everything from handling the actual interior of the relationships, handling conflicts, arguments, holding frame, programming, and getting her emotionally bought in, and getting her to, getting her to believe and be bought into the frame of the relationship. That's the programming phase. If you guys have seen the playlist on frame, I go through each and every step of how to hold that, do that, not just get somebody in your frame and into the relationship with you and have you lead it, but also to get deeper into the relationship with you as well. And so that depth is what makes for euphoric high levels of happiness long-term for multiple years to come. And so there's a lot of research and a lot of development that's gone into this. I'm going to share with you today some of the stuff from the pickup portion. That's another thing. If you guys need to get the girls, you guys need to get the dates, you guys need to get better girls in your life, there's over 8 hours of just game and pickup material already there that'll tell you everything you need to know, that'll simplify the process, and that'll make it so you can pick up on a girl that you're interested in anywhere, anytime, any domain. It's not domain dependent. Okay, so the methodology I'll show you will show you how to build rapport very quickly. As soon as you engage with the girl and you start to have a little bit of a conversation, all of a sudden she's going to feel like she knows you, and that she's on your team, and that she's in this thing with you, whatever that thing is that you create. And then from there, some investment will happen, and then some curiosity will start happening, and then she'll start to wonder about you a little more, and then that's when the sexual desire and arousal start to happen. It all happens very, very quickly when you game somebody using the methods that I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to share just a few things here, share just a little bit from the course material, and so give you guys a little bit of taste of it. And there's hours and hours of that stuff, how to do it in relationships, how to do it out of the relationship, as well as the mindset stuff, the inner game stuff, which is really the most important. And then even if you've gone through a breakup, whether it's recently or whatever, I tell you how exactly to manage that process as well. Getting somebody back that you screwed up with, there's ways to do that, or there's ways to move on, let it go very quickly. So this is a year-long program for a reason. Okay, it's a lot of material, and we work one-on-one specifically on your exact issue so that we can get you into an action plan to start getting the better results and solving problems. So that's enough about the advertisement about it, but that, the old pricing tier is closing on Sunday. All right, then I have to regroup and figure it out. I can only take a certain amount, and I've already added like 10 people already to the group since a few days ago when I made the announcement that I was doing this. So at some point, I'm going to end up hitting a capacity and closing. So if you're thinking of working with me for a year and getting really everything that you want with women, at least all the skill sets to do that, finally squared away, because that's the other thing too, who wants to focus all their time and energy on women? Like, I hope not, right? You want to be able to chase excellence. You want to be able to focus on the things that are important in your life, making your dent in the universe, your hobbies, your dreams, your goals, making money. But if you're tied up dealing with problems because you don't have the skill sets to handle women the way that you would like to or should, or you're trying to get women in your life and have good experiences, good sex, and you're, banging your head against the wall or spinning your wheels or putting a ton of effort in only to get just a little bit of results, Well, that stuff is eating into your ability to do better in other areas of your life. So stop doing that, right? And then, of course, you could swear off all women. I'm sure I'll get that guy in the comment section. But, what fun is that? Number one, okay? Number two is you don't have to when you have the skill set. And number three is that affects your ability to do well and everything else. Most guys who say that crap aren't doing well, okay? And if they can front on the internet all they want, all right, but they're not doing well, because the reality is, in order for you to step into that alpha version of yourself and really to achieve the things that you want to achieve, well, you have to solve your reproductive problem, or at least know that you could. And so if you're lying to yourself and you don't have those skill sets and you're not able to get exactly what you want, that's going to cause you a problem mentally and psychologically, even if you try to swear off women and go monk mode or whatever you're going to do and work on yourself, right? Or your SMV. And so there's no two ways about it. As human beings, we're meant to mate. We're meant to have sexual access as men, and we're meant to have relationships with women, whether those are casual or something deeper, something more. All right. It's part of who we are. It's part of our nature as human beings. And so let's finally solve that problem for good. And let's do it at the best rate you're ever going to get it at. Okay. If you schedule your appointment to talk to one of my course administrators and you make that appointment, in other words, schedule it before Sunday at midnight, well, I recommend after this video, you do it. Okay. Then you can have access to the old pricing tier. But as soon as Sunday midnight happens, if you haven't, hit that Calendly link, that's going to be a link in the description, and gone over and gotten your time slot to talk to somebody about getting in the program, you may not be able to get in the program. Some of the tiers will probably be closed, and the ones that are open, when I can't open them up due to numbers, once again, then it's going to end up being at a higher price point. All right. With this much material, a lot more stuff that's been added to the course, a lot more value has been there to the course material, as well as, to the program itself, that it has to go up in price compared to where we're at in January. All right. But I'm going to share with you a little sliver of it, a little piece of it. This is some stuff that'll help you. It's how to build rapport instantly with your opener. Okay. And how to get girls invested in you very quickly, and how to build that familiarity, get her on your team, and get her get her curious about you, which is then the precursor to desire. And of course, there's a lot more than this 10-minute sliver I'm going to get you. Okay. There's actually 8 hours worth of this stuff, but it's all very, very actionable. Not just there's theory, of course, that's there. I'm going to teach you how to think. All right. I'm going to teach you how women think and how to understand that. But then there's also actionable brass tack stuff where you can put things in action right away. So anyways, enjoy the little clip, and hopefully I'll see you on the other side and the mastermind group. People become invested in you when they do stuff for you. So you want to invest, if you want to build investment really quickly, you're at a bar. I'm not a gin drinker, so this is why I like to use it if I see somebody with that, or because vodka is pretty standard. You know what I mean? So we see something unique. That's a good one. Are you drinking gin? Or no, I'm not. Hey, you could be wrong. Oh no, I'm drinking blah. Well, what exactly is that? And you'd be like, I'm just trying to see, and then you just go, I'm just trying to decide what to drink. I was a beer guy for a long time, and then I like the craft beers. I don't know if you're into craft beers, but of course, Michigan has a ton of breweries, ton of crafts, and that was fun and super, a lot of, hipsters love it. And it's a little stupid. I don't know if you're a hipster type, but I'm definitely not, but I enjoy a good thing, but it's so heavy though on your stomach, right? She's like, yeah, well, and she's participating in the conversation. Yeah. So talk about how heavy craft beers are on your stomach. But so I switched to, when I was getting more into, paying attention to what I'm putting into my body, I started getting more into just liquor. And so vodkas, whiskeys, but sometimes if I drink certain dark, liquors, I get up with a headache the next day. Have you experienced that? Or you get that hangover from like a red wine or some of the, yeah, here's the tannins in the liquor or whatever, that the tannins, it's less clean. So you have to get a liquor that's really, if it's higher level and they've distilled it really well and they put that effort into it. So this is why I'll drink upscale, whiskey versus something downscale. But the gin thing is something I'm not even really sure about. Anyway, see what I'm doing? I'm doing a little banter here after an open because, and I'll get into this wide, another 90-10 to 30-70. It's a rule that you want to follow. But women suck at talking. And so after the opener, you start to maybe banter a little bit. Okay. And this just a little bit of banter, especially for day game, especially when she's not when you're breaking her autopilot and she's not in role or yet of seeing sexual opportunity. Okay. Like, so the day game scenario or some of these scenarios, this little bit of banter is good because what's happening is you come up to her and then she's not in that role of seeing you as a sexual opportunity yet. So she goes into tension and sexually closed. So this banter starts to create some comfort and proximity, of course, not proximity, but duration of time. So even just 2 minutes of a little banter there, she's listening and she's sort of engaged, but she's a passive participant so far. She's not vested yet, but it's opening up, it's comforting her. And that comfort is starting to now open her up a little bit where she started off with, oh, this guy's talking to me and he's a stranger. What does he want? Oh, he's bantering about liquor now. And then she starts to participate in it. And then you guys talking about it, talking about preferences. And then you ask for advice. Help me decide. That creates an investment for her and it creates an investment very quickly. All right. So on your openers, you can create a quick investment this way. Again, keep it simple, but it's the opener is the simple thing. And then boom, it's a conversation right after and the beginning of that conversation that creates a situation where she is doing something for you. And then that she's now massively invested in you, a perfect stranger, right? Asking for expertise. So do you know where it's the pet store one? I don't know who the fuck came up with this. This is an old trick they used to do like before fucking GPS. But it didn't work so well because all women love dogs. Most women are pet people, period, right? There's like 1% that isn't. Maybe, I don't know what the percentage is. And so they like animals. And so it's like, this is such a low-hanging fruit. Now, it used to be, help me, oh, I can't find this. Well, we have devices now, right? Where you have a GPS. So that's not a good excuse anymore. And that's going to be, you're going to look kind of stupid if you, with that. But what you can do though, and this is more on the street kind of a thing. This is good street game stuff. We'll get into good street, but I actually get a couple things. But if there was a pet store nearby, you can go, do you know where a good, that sounds, excuse me, I'm not trying to interrupt your flow. I can walk with you for a second if you don't mind. I need your help though with something. Do you know of a good pet store that sells premium, like really high quality, good shit, premium food for dogs? Oh, I don't know. Well, there's that pet store over there. Yeah, there is. I was just in there and they didn't have what I was looking for. And I'm asking you because I feel you look like a dog person to me, or at least a pet person. Like I'm kind of looking around and say, who is most likely the kind of person who would like animals? Is my intuition off here? Are you an animal person? Yeah, I'm a dog person. Well, what kind of dog do you really cool? What kind of dog do you have? Or now I'm talking about dogs. No, super easy opener, right? I am asking for expertise. So what do you feed your dog? Okay. And so if she has a dog, she's a fucking dog person, super simple. And now it's a conversation where you're like, because I'm, me, I'm a fucking dude, right? Like chicks are better moms, are better fucking pet moms too. I'm a dude. Here's some steak. I just didn't finish, dog, but I know it's not good for them. And, I had this really good premium food. It's good. And have the brand in mind. Like, don't, I forgot now the brand of my dog's food, but I have a brand I use, and I want but they didn't have it. So I just wondering good alternatives or, And so you're in this conversation about that, you know, and you're like, so you have a dog. So you're all about your pet. Where's my dog's being watched. My dog's actually not here. I'm where's yours though? Are you from the area? Now you're transitioning, okay, pivoting. Oh, what do you do? All right. And now she's answering, and now she's getting into it with you, right? A little conversation. You're slowly, happily walking down the street, okay, and she's whatever, you know, and see it's a nice, easy opener, and you've just now brought her into being maybe more sexually open, but you've developed that investment because she's there to fucking help you, right? And so you can get phone numbers. I'll let you know how it goes, let you know if I find my shit, you know, staying, even if you don't pivot too hard to other topics, she's invested in your success here. It's a thing that's a natural human condition. To tell you how powerful it is, this is something that con men and prison guys in prison do to female guards and females on the outside. And these girls will be dedicated to them. They won't even fuck other guys on the outside. Like, they'll be dedicated to these prisoners because they get them to do shit for them. These guys will get a female guard to get them. So, can you get me this or do this for me? And then they'll be chill and sort of calibrated. And then they'll throw her some compliments, right? But not overt sexual ones, the ones that are good for the environment. Like, how you seem like you're too smart to be here. I don't know. You know, I appreciate the thing you got me. How do you seem like you're, you know, I'm surprised that you're just different than the other guy. I'm surprised you're even here, right? Or, and they open it and they fluff her up with compliments, but that are not of a non-sexual nature, of how she's different, she's unique, she's special, and they're getting her to do shit for him. Next thing you know, she's banging him while he's she's a deputy or whatever. She's a prison guard banging a prisoner, risking her whole job to bang this dude, right, who's locked up. That happens so often that they have to talk about it in briefs and have public service announcements to the female guards not to bang prisoners. They have to have lengthy briefs to tell female guards, don't bang the prisoners, don't fuck the prisoners, female guards. Why? How are these fucking dirtbags? And they're not all good looking guys, man. Don't think they're all fucking former Calvin Klein models that got locked up in prison. They're criminals, their bodies. I mean, they might work out, some don't work. I mean, they're not hot dudes necessarily. Some might be halfway good looking and maybe higher SMV than the guard is, because not all the guards are hot. But dude, if you start doing some news searches, you'll see some of these guards who are actually pretty good looking and banging some dude in prison who's not that good looking. And he has no status necessarily, or he has no fucking, it's not money, right? He's not taking her on his boat and jet setting around. Okay, so that the whole idea that these girls really just want the guy who's the fucking top 1%, absolute bullshit. Remember, she's not having sex because you're the top 1%. She's having sex because of opportunity. Period. End of story. She sees the opportunity. Okay, this prison guard he has her see him as the opportunity. He's in role, guy who's going to bang her. She's in role, girl is going to get banged in this, you know, in the context of this environment, prison. Oh, I'm going to go through the excitement of hiding, you know, and trying to find a place to fuck and, you know, not get, where's the cameras, not get myself caught. Okay. Why do they do that shit? Where does it start? Investment. She invests in the guy. All these fucking pimps, players, fucking con men know you get a girl to start doing shit for you. Next thing you fucking know, she's in your pocket. All right. So use that to your damn advantage, guys. Like, it's super easy to do, and you can do it right from the opener, right? Right from the opener. Keep it real fucking simple, but ask for something. Her help, her opinion, or basically her help, her opinion, or have her help you do something, right? That's super, you know, whatever. And then she'll be have that investment right away very quickly. And rapport happens so fast when that happens.